So that activity is an activity of warmth and light.
Wait just one second, Hugh. Could you ask your question again? The recording was on. What's the story about silica?
Well,
in
I'm curious.
Africa?
I'm curious about silica in South Africa. It seems like the potential energization of silica from that location where the diamond pipes are is unique in the world.
Yeah, that's right, and they are, and not that we don't have them in Australia, but
Or the U.S.?
nothing like in South Africa. So, what is that? See, that's an expression of what I'm calling warmth and light. And what we don't understand about warmth and light, but Steiner plainly tells us about in his agriculture lectures, is warmth and light are coming from within the depths of the earth and are being expressed into the atmosphere. So what we see is the effects of warmth and light are occurring above the surface of the soil. If you walk on a sunny beach or a hot pavement, then the warmth and the light is all coming off the pavement. You'll blister your feet if you don't watch out.
Yes.
So what's happening is coming up from the earth and being expressed into the atmosphere.
So the light and the warmth from the sun?
The warmth and the light, not from the sun, but to the sun.
Whoa.
Okay? We've got the wrong idea about this. It's not coming from the sun.
You mean the heat is not from the sun?
No, the heat is not from the sun.
Whoa.
Okay, but to consider this.
The sun is a gravity
The
wheel pulling in.
the warmth is out there in the cosmic field, in the vast expanses of the cosmos, and it constitutes about 2.37 degrees Kelvin. Okay, the Kelvin scale, 0 degrees Kelvin is absolute zero. 278 degrees Kelvin is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, so when we look at the Kelvin scale out there in the vast expanses of the cosmos, the warmth is very, very dispersed. Dispersed to where it's very close to absolute zero. Not really that close, because 2.37 degrees or 7 degrees is like, it's kind of warm. Okay?
So what I heard you say was that the warmth and light ether is actually emanating from within the earth. And
It's coming out toward the sun,
towards the
but
sun.
it's flowing.
But where did it come from originally?
It's flowing from out beyond Saturn.
So where did it come from originally?
It came from out of the vastness of the cosmos.
So the sun had nothing to do with it?
The sun is the attractor for it.
Yeah, it's pulling.
Yes.
Okay? The sun is precipitating it. Okay?
So it emanates from the sun to us?
No, it's emanating from the vast expanses of the cosmos out beyond Saturn, and it's being expressed through us and through everything else in our environment.
So why aren't we a sun?
You're only one of the feed links to the sun.
Okay, got it.
So you are the sun, but you're only a part of the sun.
So
And
the
everything-
diamonds and the warmth and light in South Africa?
The diamonds and the warmth and light, because in that area of South Africa, the warmth and light are extremely intense. And that would have conspired, if you want to use that term,
Yeah.
to generate the conditions for those diamond pipes. Because those diamond pipes, if you crystallized carbon like you do silicon, then it would be diamond. And in fact, Herkimer diamonds out of Herkimer, New York, which are the hardest quartz crystals, are compared to diamonds. So there's a real, like, the same geometric structure and everything that's going into that.
So when we go to South Africa, what do you expect to see as far as farms and...
Well, I'm surely expecting to see plenty of evidence of warmth and light.
And what is
that would
that?
be pretty obvious.
What is the evidences of warmth and light?
Okay. Something that we're really not understanding in our view of global warming is that if we captured the warmth and light at the soil surface, then we would keep from emitting it into the atmosphere and warming up the globe. It's the free warmth and light in the atmosphere that's warming everything up. And the Earth is not capable of shedding that much free warmth and light. But if we were capturing it, if we were turning that into photosynthesis or whatever, then we would reduce the amount of warmth and light that the Earth is trying to vent, and then we would cool the Earth down. So rather than getting on the backs of coal-burning fire plants or power plants, if we were to vegetate the deserts of this planet, which we are increasing currently, but if we were to vegetate them, then that would absorb the warmth and light.
And what's the best way to vegetate these desert environments?
Well, you do whatever it takes to get the stuff to grow there.
Like what?
Get
Does it
buckets
take
of
water?
Zola.
Wait,
Does it take?
Yeah, my
Yeah, Zola is one of the
Gamola
things.
Zola, we're
Yeah,
ready for you.
yeah.
Hey, Chris Tibbett, keep
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Well, Zola was great as long as you had water, because it's a water plant. But if you don't have water,
We're around the edges.
Well, let's hear.
you
because
can
that's
have
how
a Zola around the edges of the Mediterranean, and
I mean-
yet it's a big body of water.
I mean, in Egypt, they have recovered deserts and are doing it biodynamically with cotton.
There's
And
some amazing stuff going on in
Yeah,
Egypt.
and there's
Yeah.
obviously a interesting use of light and warmth there. So as we go to South Africa, and we've seen that there are successful biodynamic vineyards and people doing your biological and biochemical system, what do you think we can bring that addresses this? Because if we can educate people of capturing this warmth and light and using it properly, then that's one of the best examples right there. So what can we do?
This will deal with what we call global warming,
Okay.
because global warming is an excess of warmth and light in our atmosphere.
Okay, so what, as quantum agriculture educators, what in our system will we teach to the farmers or whomever wants to be educated on how to properly work with the warmth and light ethers?
It's a complex system. Okay, so you can't just say this is the way, because if the conditions are over here, well, then that's not the way. So you can't just say this is the way.
Yeah.
You have to look at it as a system. And as a system, then if this is going forward, this has to catch up.
Okay.
If that is lagging, then it has to catch up.
Okay.
So you're looking at a system, and you can't just say, oh, you have to put more horn manure out, or more horn silica, or more horn clay, or whatever.
Or
You
more
can't
calcium
just
or more
you can't just say
molybdenum.
it's this, because over here in a different time frame, in a different situation, then that's not the way to do it at all, because this is already thrown out of balance in the other direction. So you have to look at how do you how do you deal with those the things that are the equilibria, the things that are out of balance.
So the people that have been getting soil testing and recommendations from you from South Africa for all these years, you know, there's like many people. Many are vineyards, and then they're cattle people, and then they're wheat people, and then they're people dealing with jackals and baboons. I see these bioregions that we're addressing, and so how are we going to bring this to South Africa as a possibility for the future? And you know, it's really been great because Nutritech has been introducing Graham Sates, the biological concept.
My hat is off to Graham,
Yeah.
because he has introduced a vocabulary that has been unexpressed in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is this vocabulary? It's a vocabulary of biology and how this organism and that organism and the other does a different job, and they're all working together. So that concept is absolutely essential to what we're talking about. We're talking about nature working from out of the cosmic expanses, working into the situations right here and now on the earth, and how this and that complement and interact to produce what we understand as our quality of life. And this is whatever we are growing in our environment. It's not just the food we eat, but it's what we see through our eyes and what we feel through our skins. So that it's to produce that kind of environment. That's what I want to convey to South Africa. You've got all the pieces, it's all possible to do, but how do you do it? It's unique.